Hello, everybody. Today we are joined by Sandeep Naiwal, CEO of Matic Network. And Sandeep's here today to give us just an update on all the cool things happening at Matic. So Sandeep, we'll let you take it away. Thanks again for joining us.
Awesome. Thanks guys for having me here. And it has been a great pleasure, working with Chainlink team and interacting with you guys. So I will actually, would want to share my screen and, take you guys through a bit about Matic Network. Yeah. So the topic I have today is that why is Matic Network becoming the de facto blockchain scaling solution for DeFi, gaming, NFTs, and other D apps. So right now, many people hear a lot of things about Matic, it keeps popping up. I always get this comment from many of the teams I interact with, is because right now we are seeing a huge wave of adoption because everyone knows that right now the gas prices and everything is very heavy on Ethereum because of the DeFi finding its product market fit and liquidity farming and all that. So we are getting a huge influx of applications building on top of Matic, and I will take you through that. Why is exactly that happening? So first of all, what exactly is Matic Network? Matic Network is a Ethereum layer 2. Although it is built as a generalized layer 2, that means it can work on any underlying blockchain. But currently we are focused on Ethereum because 95% of all the blockchain developers, all of us started as Ethereum developers, and Ethereum is kind of the first love. So we started building Matic Network back in end of 2017, I would say, and since then it's been a journey for last 3 years, and we kept on building and did a lot of contributions on the tooling side on the Ethereum front and all that. And what we have today built is very developer friendly and user friendly platform wherein the applications, the apps can be built by the developers, and they can be built in a way that the user experience of these apps, and that has been our core vision, that the core vision of Matic is adoption. And if any of you guys are following Matic, you would see that Matic has only one line: adoption. There's only one thing that you can define Matic. And because we come from our team comes from hardcore engineering background, we have worked on products before, and our team wants to build something on which more and more applications and adoption comes in. We are not interested in building a technically high flying solution but nobody uses it, right? So that was the core kind of vision, focused on adoption and developer experience for Matic. And we are very glad today that we have created a very secured, decentralized. Decentralization is also very important. We've built a decentralized, secured, and easy to kind of develop, and something on which you can build very superlative user experiences. Some of the experiences which can actually rival the experiences on your Web 2 applications. So Matic is actually a hybrid of Plasma and POS sidechain. So the current mainnet that we have live is essentially hybrid Plasma and POS sidechains, wherein the developers can pick and choose that which kind of security model they want to choose. Although the most of the intricate details of the blockchain infrastructure has been abstracted away. So for a developer, we at times jokingly say that if you are an Ethereum developer, you're already a Matic developer. All you need to do is that switch a few RPCs and few things here and there, and within minutes you are able to utilize Matic for the scalability of applications on top of Ethereum. So but we also are focused, as you can see, our current mainnet, which has Plasma as well as simple POS kind of security models. We are also looking to provide more and more generalized layer 2 approaches, decentralized execution layer approaches to the developers who are building applications, because we strongly believe that each business, each application, each kind of use case requires their own kind of setup. So to give you an example, if somebody is building, let's say, kind of prediction market. So they would have a different kind of decentralized prediction market. They will have a different set of requirements. Somebody who's an enterprise, for example, and they are trying to build something like that, where they want more privacy and more control over things. They would want to have a different kind of architecture. Similarly, somebody who's like trying to build something which can work large scale, like somebody like Reddit, right? So they might need some other kind of solution which so that it is immune from let's say when various kind of fluctuations of blockchain goes through. So basically, the whole idea here is that eventually it should be like we should be able to offer generalized kind of approaches to the developers so that they can pick and choose what exactly they want to build on and how they want to build it. So Matic, side chains are highly scalable. So on a single Matic side chain, and these are, by the way, as I said, decentralized, side chains. So we are not talking about a kind of a side chain or a, kind of DPoS blockchain, which is being run by 10, 20 validators, or like even less than that in some cases. And, then it is kind of, running at a fast or providing high scalability. We are talking about like 7200 TPS. We actually tested within our, counter stake, which was like the final version of our mainnet eventually from where, mainnet went live. It had around 110 validators. So, this level of scalability you achieve with decentralization. And that's one of the key features, being on Matic. Secondly, as I already talked about, like the developer experience is really cool on Matic, especially for the Ethereum developers. They don't need to work on any other, like they don't need to learn new things, like unlike many other layer one solutions, for example, coming in where they have their own their own languages. People have to learn new languages to code on top of those applications, or to build their smart contracts and whatnot. It supports EVM, full blown EVM. You can if you want your assets to be plasma backed and all that, then you develop solutions in a particular way. But if you want generic smart contracts, then you use the full proof of stake solution. And the thing is that if you are an Ethereum developer, it works out of the box. Your developer tooling, Web3.js, any other libraries, wallets, oracles like Chainlink, these things work out of the box. And especially when we come to oracles, like more and more, because right now the largest kind of adoption is coming from DeFi. And oracles are kind of very important kind of components of the blockchain applications. And we see that we already have quite a huge demand for an oracle like Chainlink. And we are in very advanced stages with providing supports and providing support for Chainlink for the developers on the layer 2. And I think that would be cool. Then, as I already said, that we always talk about adoption. Matic is getting an enormous wave of adoption. Like if any of you guys, if you are following us, you would see like today also, one team announced under collateralized loans or uncollateralized loans on Matic. And there are every day there are more and more games that are released, which are ready to go live. And are adopting Matic Network for their scalability, because Ethereum is right now very costly. We are also one of the one of the fastest growing blockchain platforms in terms of scaling, in terms of number of applications. If you see, we are the surge of applications that we are seeing on Matic is like pretty huge. And very soon we expect it to be one of the topmost, most used, blockchain platforms. Similarly, let's talk a bit about what kind of applications are coming on Matic. So, right now, of course, DeFi is hot, and all the entrepreneurs in the space are working to, build DeFi solutions. And we already have, teams. Some of them are trying to build. And because it's also EVM compatible, so a lot of teams, what they are doing is that they are kind of taking or kind of forking the platforms or protocols available on chain, like for example the real OGs like Compound, MakerDAO, and then trying to build kind of customizations on top of it, like adding their own features on top of it. And that's, I think, is very cool. The whole kind of innovation that has happened on Ethereum space, and kind of the maturity of the products, like in terms of the wallets, in terms of multi-sig wallets and all that. Like Ethereum has reached this stage of maturity after going through millions, probably billions of dollars worth of hacks. So all of that is kind of available over here, and then you can build on top of it. So DeFi is, we see people building compound like lending solutions, micro lending solutions. We see people trying to build stable coins. We are also seeing people trying to build synthetic whatnot, like different kind of DeFi solutions. So we are very excited about that also. And DeFi has kind of given a kind of a product market fit for the solutions, and very excited for having too many like so many users on blockchains now. Our second biggest kind of play is into the gaming. And if you are active in the blockchain gaming space, I'm pretty sure that if you go across three games, three blockchain games, one of them you would find them to be either either declared their plans to be moving on to Matic, and or already on Matic. So and they are utilizing the scalability on top of Ethereum. And also with gaming, especially in the context of Chainlink, we also are seeing a pretty good demand for random number generations. And then Chainlink's VRF is pretty cool. And we already have quite 2-3 games who have asked us source of pure randomness generation. So in Chainlink's context, that is also very cool, and I'm very excited to see some of the gaming teams over there. And if you see like many highly anticipated games or like well-known games like Block Lords, Mega Cryptopolis recently announced their yesterday only in fact announced and their move on Matic. There are other bigger games that are moving on to Matic. So gaming is like like maybe in terms of the actual applications that are coming in, that gaming would be our biggest forte. I mean, I would say many of the gaming teams are moving on to Matic. Spaces, so the OGs and the biggest VR spaces, for example, Decentraland, Somnium Space, World Oppo, all of these are utilizing Matic today, and people are actually building games within these. Is also a very exciting area for us. Sandbox also, like who recently shout out to their team. They also did a Binance Launchpad recently. They also have declared intent to be using Matic some time back. So we believe that the VR spaces is also like one key kind of niche within the the whole blockchain space. So Matic is doing pretty well over there also, and we kind of see a lot of great things happening over there. Similarly, in terms of social networks, so we are seeing quite a few social networks. So one of the most talked about blockchain social networks, like for example, Sapien network is actually coming onto Matic, and there are products like Murmur, who are trying to build a micro blogging application on top of Matic, and there are quite a few others also who are at a nascent stage, but they are trying to build a lot of such use cases. Real world applications, like we have teams like Stack City from China who are trying to build an ad marketplace, because they are ISP providers, and they are they have routers installed within 600,000 homes, and then they want to build a kind of an ad network on top of like their ISP services. Similarly, in India, for example, there is a team which is building agricultural tracing solutions on public chain. They are trying to build it. One more real world come social network kind of thing is that some of the hinterlands of India, where we still have tribal people who are not able to kind of exercise their human rights, and fully where the governance has not reached yet. India is a very large country, so they are kind of building a grievances addressal application in the vernacular languages. That means the native languages of those hinterland. So those kind of real applications are also building. Similarly, enterprises, for example, we are doing quite an extensive work with multiple enterprises Infosys, which is a tech icon in terms of like the services industry in kind of a software field. They actually are an active validator in the Matic ecosystem, and then we are also exploring with various enterprise solutions with them. So yeah, I mean, almost all the bigger kind of categories that you see where blockchains can have impact, we are seeing quite a few applications building on top of Matic, and we are very positive about that. Some of the games like we listed over here, like games and VR spaces, and you might have seen many of these happening over there. Plus, many of these themes, not only on the gaming space but DeFi space, are going to do a lot of like their tokens. People are doing tokens on top of this. It's really heartwarming to see something that you have been building for last 3 years, like it's being actually utilized by people. In terms of developer tooling, I talked about, like it supports all these standard wallets like Taurus, MetaMask, Fortis, Fortmatic, Oracles. Supports, like, of course, Chainlink, other oracles also, and Ethereum tooling, as I already mentioned. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of a gist about what Matic Network is doing, and I would love to have some questions from the from the audience to kind of go through it. So let me just stop sharing my screen. And more staking talk, please, or cross-chain implementation. Sure. So in terms of staking, our staking platform has been, amount of percentage of tokens staked on Matic has like touched around 30% now, and the APR is still around 30% right now, and it's like really. I mean, it's going well, and it is when we have not even announced the kind of exchange stakings, which will bring a massive surge, because we want to promote on-chain staking, because once the staking goes to exchanges, there's a tendency that has been seen with various POS solutions, wherein the stake becomes centralized. So we actually want to do more kind of incentive ways, kind of integrations with DeFi, which ensures that people have more incentive to stake on chain rather than staking it with the exchanges. Other question is, can you, or cross chain implementation? So by cross chain, if you mean cross chain interoperability, we are working on those, but then those are also focused more around Ethereum ecosystem only. For example, we are working with Connect Network, which is providing a you can call it, they are a state channel solution, so they are providing a fast exit service. So like within seconds you can withdraw from a side chain to main chain. So so that's one thing. In terms of if you're asking multiple other layer ones to be supported, for now I think we are completely focused on Ethereum, if you ask me. What can you tell me more about recent partnership? WazirX. So WazirX, yeah. So in terms of DeFi, again, that is one of the bigger things that is coming up. So WazirX is the largest exchange in India, and they are doing AMM based, like automated market maker based DEX on top of Matic, and they have very crazy plans to do on chain kind of activities from the perspective of an exchange. I don't want to give out too much from their side, but yeah, we are very excited for having a actual working centralized exchange, which is like really famous and has like probably millions of users coming on Matic and utilizing these things. So yeah, do you see other scaling solution example as competitors, or do you offer something unique? So we don't see Loopring and OMG as competitors, because although they are layer 2, but they are primarily for payments. And I think the biggest advantage, if you saw, if you went through my presentation, it is actually that Matic supports full EVM. So we are like for example, OMG is also Plasma, but then they only support payments. So I mean, recently they had a lot of this thing attention, because USDT is going to use OMG and whatnot, right? So, but on Matic, like the same things can be done on Matic. Plus, you can do smart contracts. right? So, and then if you wanted to secure them, like the Plasma secure all of the smart contracts also on main chain. So there is a background to it, that what do you exactly mean by securing these stuff on main chain. That is done via something called predicates in Plasma, where you can write fraud proofs that whether the smart contract that executed off chain was, it can be actually proven that it was actually executed in a proper way. So Loopring and OMG are like only support one part of the the scaling kind of the space. We support generic smart contracts. Yeah. If Infosys is becoming a node operator, are they open to token exposure because of lack of government? So, Saurabh, actually, Infosys US is running the node operator, and then I'm pretty sure that they have taken all the necessary steps within their side to kind of ensure that this is they are not like they are in the compliance. Can you give us an update already? Scaling bake off with the Matic? So yeah, Reddit scaling a bake off. So we submitted our solution, and we strongly believe that it is one of the most complete solutions with Reddit. Reddit team is evaluating, and we are also waiting with bated breath that we would be also selected as one of their top options, and then let's see where it goes. I think I mean there are multiple things like how they are going to roll out the results. But yeah, I will wait for any official communication from Reddit. But yeah, I mean, just to tell you more about the Reddit scaling bake-off. So we did around 3 million transactions. Although we did it around 12 hours period, we could have easily done those 3 million transactions within like maybe 10 minutes or so. But we actually did it with only 2 addresses. So there is a nonce. For all technical people, that there is a nonce mechanism. So you can only go do those transactions serially. Otherwise, if we had like hundreds, like maybe thousands of addresses, then each of those addresses could have done parallel transactions. So we could have done it within minutes. But we did like 3 million transactions within our a minute, and I think it took around $4 to $5, which is also extreme. But I expect that you'd be able to do like 3 million transactions or 1 million transactions for a easier this thing in around $20 to $25. So as a dApp developers, a lot of people are doing meta transactions. So wherein you can actually choose you can actually choose to pay the gas fees for the end users. So for a user, if you have a meta transaction enabled and a like web-like wallet, for example, Arcane or Taurus, Fortis, Fortmatic, so you can actually have a click experience for the user. So user doesn't need to interact with blockchain complexities, wallets, and whatnot, and you can do it. So that's what is very interesting, and I feel once the Reddit solutions or results come in, hopefully something positive happens. Yeah, Justin, hey Justin, glad to see you here. Then John is saying, hi Sandeep, perhaps you could ask about Matic association with Staffy and liquid staking and stake blocking. Yeah, definitely. So Staffy is like one of the one of the most anticipated whatever I've seen DeFi protocols that is going to launch on Ethereum, and then they have a liquid staking mechanism wherein various POS solutions can actually have staking derivatives, and Staffy did a kind of a stake drop to a lot of Matic community members, wherein Matic stakers actually got the kind of staking drop with them, and then we believe that like once solutions like Staffy are there, we would be able to offer more and more kind of liquid staking mechanism, as in you are a staker but you get some liquid derivative out of it, which can be further used to interact with the DeFi ecosystem, can increase your API and all that. So that would also be a cool thing to have. And we are also like on our end also we are trying to do multiple sort of such things wherein our stakers and the delegators on Matic ecosystem, like Matic token holders, have more avenues to kind of earn these APIs. And second thing, I also said that we want to ensure that the staking happens on chain, so the network is more decentralized. So that's why unlike exchange, like we want to ensure these derivative kind of API earning capabilities or opportunities to the users, so that they are incentivized to stake on chain rather than staking via exchanges. Murli Aburi has asked, which vertical you expect to see most adoption for Matic for next over 12 months? DeFi, gaming, or something else? So I think that DeFi is already pretty big. So if you ask me the number of applications or number of protocols that are going to build, that might be DeFi, because the most entrepreneurial interest in the space is towards DeFi. But gaming is like already very, very big for us. Like, almost like at times I can, fairly confidently say that almost like a large percentage of blockchain games are, moving towards Matic, and gaming eventually overall should be big. And plus I also have this theory that this whole DeFi governance token mechanism has actually given a generic kind of token model which can be adopted by dApps and games and any kind of solutions. So I feel that who knows, like after and liquidity farming and yield farming and all that stuff, who knows, like gaming teams might come up with very cool token models. And I'm like great fan of our friends at Axie Infinity, who have been doing really good work, and I think they are also coming up with this. So gaming, who knows, gaming is the next wave. So yeah, so what needs to happen for gaming to take off? I think only one thing needs to happen for gaming to take off, and that is one game should go like ballistic, like one game which acquires hundreds of thousands of users. We need one killer game. Once we have one game, like I've talked to a lot of gaming developers, most of the gaming developers believe that in gaming industry people try to like kind of flock towards the model. So marketplace models, in-game kind of marketplaces and all that. So once somebody is able to prove and kind of show that, okay, the lifetime value of a particular gamer, or the money that a game can generate from a particular user, or any other kind of business model which overall lets game to generate more revenue, I think everybody will start following it. And I've also discussed with gamers, and we keep hearing that gamers don't really care about blockchains and all that. But when I've spoken to a lot of gamers, they say that if the same kind of user experience, everything was available with a blockchain game, wherein the assets that are there are owned by us, we might never go back to a non-blockchain based game solution. So I am very positive about gaming in general on blockchain. Like it might take time, but whenever it cracks, it will change the face of the gaming industry. I strongly believe that. Then I have, hi, thanks for session. How many developers working on Matic? Can you address India crypto community development? Sure. So if you want to ask how many developers working on Matic, so for the team members, we are like 40 people strong now. And in terms of the number of developers in India working on Matic, I mean, I think that number would be really big, because we have been one of the largest hackathon doing teams. We did like 80 hackathons last year. We might be doing like maybe 100 plus this year. So in India, we do with the 80 hackathons. I'm saying 60 plus of them happened in all the top technology schools in India. And in technology schools, Ethereum and Matic are kind of the well-known names now within the developers, which is a good thing. And plus, we also do global kind of hackathons. So India specifically, I think a large number of blockchain developers in India know about Matic and are building on Matic. So yeah, please could you work with Axie Infinity? We would love to work with Axie Infinity, but Axie Infinity recently decided that they will be doing their own chain. So yeah, so I mean, right now, like once they decide to interact more closely with the Ethereum ecosystem, they might use it. Like they actually kind of thought about it for quite long, but I don't know what exactly they have but taken the decision of creating their own chain. So yeah, interesting. Yes, DeFi narrative for story, and then moves gaming into crypto art. Yeah, NFTs. Completely agree. We need one killer on-chain game. Justin, yeah, exactly, Justin. I mean, we need one killer on-chain game that captures pro esports market attention. Yes, and we are already seeing some I would call them not esports, but there are esports platform also, like for example SportX, getting a lot of traction. For example, Poly Market in the prediction market space is getting a lot of traction, and we need one of these applications to really succeed, and that will lift the whole industry to a great place. When do you think we'll begin to see triple X blockchain games? That I feel that it will take more time. I would say not before like one and a half year or 2 years maybe, because all of them are actually sitting on the sidelines. And as we said, that we need one big game which actually shows them how the revenue model is there, and then then you would start seeing a lot of AAA kind of games coming onto blockchains. Yeah, esports gonna be a bigger, Anik is saying. So definitely yes, football this century also. So fun thing is that we had a tournament in Decentraland where there was an actual stadium and there was an esport within a VR. So I feel that esports within VR can also be really great. And I don't know how many of you know about Decentral Games. Shout out to their crazy team also. Like they have built a whole casino within the Las Vegas in Decentraland, and then you should actually visit it. Like just go to Decentral Games and visit their Tominoya casino. Like you have slot machines. They are also coming up with poker very soon. They have like blackjack and all these kind of this thing. So yeah. So I mean, it's really interesting. Like having esports within VR would be like really crazy. Can see engine leading on this as affinity for scaling gaming coming soon. That I'm not sure about. What engine is doing over there. But yeah, I mean, engine team is definitely really cool. Yes, I can see Decentraland Gate Vision, Decentraland SIG, really good. Yeah, Decentraland example was really good. Yes. Yeah, thank you. I mean, any other questions, guys?
Awesome. We had so many good questions in there. Thank you so much for taking the time to do all of that. I'm so glad that you could join us today, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Abby, and thanks to the whole Chainlink team for having us here. Thank you so much.
Where anybody can they get you on Twitter if they have any other questions that come in? I think you're just at Sandeep Naiwal, yeah?
Yes, at Sandeep Naiwal on Twitter, on Telegram. DM me anywhere or follow me on Twitter. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Sandeep.
Thank you so much.